What's good, Hexarians? We're back with another Hexaria showcase, and we're starting off with Rummage in the Genesis card packs. From a choice of 4 random cards from your deck, you get to pick 1 to add to your hand. This is a generally good card draw for smaller decks, or you can try a gamble for larger card size decks. And since this card has no restrictions on what it can draw, this is generally a good card draw to bring for any deck. Looking at you, Genowins! Up next is Bolstering Spell obtained in the Mystic Wisdom card packs. It gives a 40% attack buff to the target, and you can select one attack card to bring back to their hand from their discard. Unlike Insight, this card can actually work on yourself, allowing you to bring back any attack card of your choice and get a 40% attack buff while you're at it. Up next is Vampire Bite, obtained by Vampireness. It deals 20 damage and applies a 4 damage poison for 5 turns. If your target's defense is negative, the poison is affected by buffs and debuffs, and you receive regen, healing 20% of the damage dealt over 5 turns. This card pairs well with Claw Impale, since Claw Impale gives a defense debuff whenever the target has no buffs or debuffs on them. I tried this with Stonefist 3. It didn't seem to pair well since I didn't get the conditional off, but make sure to debuff the enemy with defense debuffs in order to get the conditional off so you can start stacking actual buffs on yourself. Up next is Protection of the Eternal, obtained by the Eternal Flame Warden. This card gives you Eternal Burn, and it gives all allies a 25% plus 5 times the amount of Eternal Burn stacks you have currently. Has a defense modifier which cannot exceed 60%. If you attempt to use this card while the defense modifier is still active, it will replace it. This is a very strong defense modifier, even with 3 burn stacks on myself. But you gotta be careful since all those damage can act up quickly since it deals 4 damage per turn. And I had Ring of Arcane Focus on, so that means it's probably gonna do more damage with normal health players. And now we have Stab and Flee, obtained from Geryon in the Den of Thieves. It deals 25 damage and you gain 3 stacks of Swiftness for the remainder of the turn. Now 3 stacks of Swiftness is very powerful. Like, I can walk from the dummy to the end of the arena. If you have 2 stacks of Swiftness, then you can also use this card to instantly fulfill the conditional of Mistmelt, allowing all your summons to become flying. Our next card is Benediction, obtained by Cleric Lydia for golden item tokens. It deals 30 damage and applies a 15% revitalize for 4 turns to all allies adjacent to the target. And what it's supposed to do is heal 1/3 of that damage to all adjacent targets. But I think it's broken right now because I'm dealing 30 damage and both of us got healed for 34. The base damage gets increased to 40 if the target is reanimated. Due to this bug right now, it makes it one of the best healing cards in the game. Why is that? Why is that the best healing card in the game? Goodbye Astral Rejuvenation. Goodbye Horn of the Unicorn. Okay, we're going to move on to Radiant Aura, obtained by Cleric Lydia with golden item tokens. It applies a 7 health regen for 5 turns to targets with Revitalize on them. Since the targets need Revitalize in order to get the heal, it's best to run this with already existing Revitalize cards like Ministrations and the previous one I just shown. I already forgot its name. How do I do that? And finally, we've got Electrical Conduction, which gives you a 3-turn Inspire and a 5-turn 5 damage Bit Shock. This comes from Vizio, but you cannot get in the memory shop, only from his natural drop. This card is extremely dangerous to use at high bits since it's bit shock. If you hadn't studied Vizio's fight yet, what are you doing? So this card is good to use in decks that constantly keeps your bits on the low, like 2-bit cards, or you can use Arm Race to temporarily decrease your max bit count so your bit shock doesn't get too out of control. But if you're that high, I think it's a skill issue. Special thanks to Neen for supplying me this card, and thank you for watching the showcase today. I also like to give a shout out to Sias8 for giving me a free copy of Electrical Conduction. But yeah, this is it. I finally caught up with all Hexaria content, and now we just wait for future patches. Thank you for watching, like and subscribe for more, and I'll see ya.